Good morning, everybody. This is TJ with the Trend Jumper, NetPicks.com, Premier Trader University. Going to do some live trading today and hopefully show you the automation. I'm going to show you how our automation works, and I'm also going to trade manually. So we'll trade crude oil manually, and we'll let the automation trade heating oil for us. So we're just waiting for our first setup in crude oil. It's a chart of heating oil. Heating oil doesn't start for another 10 minutes. So we have a little bit of time between the two. The start time on crude is 8:50. We'll start right at 9 o'clock with heating oil. There's a possible setup on heating oil we have to pay attention to. Got a short possibility setting up on crude oil. It can go either way, really. Just have to be ready to go long or short. There's the long on crude at 16. Targeting 34, and the stop is at 03. Got this little setup inside of the earlier setup, and we're just going to stick with the original setup. And will it trigger in? It's come close a few times. You get the feeling crude oil wants to go higher, just building its force, building up its pressure. I think it's going to pop through. A lot of resistance at that 96.15 level. You can see all these little setups occurring, indicating strength.
Order filled.
There it goes, just went through. So the first target is at 04. I wanted to get up to 06.
Order filled.
Oh, all right, well, I hit the full target, so now I'm going to lock in some profit on the runner. Moving my stop up to 17. That guarantees a risk-free trade for my trailer. And it's moved up to 19. I'm manually trading heating oil in my Thinkorswim account on another monitor as well, so I've got two trades going on. I'll just flip over and show you. I took this earlier trade on heating oil. The stop goes up to 49 on that one, so I have to manage the two trades, but it's not that hard. Both are profitable. This one hit its full target already, and I'm just trailing that one. In fact, you could see over here is the Thinkorswim message window. Hoping to get a little more out of this in crude. That goes up to 23 now. And heating oil has gone all the way up to 53. See if we could stay in the trade. Notice how the two little setups were nice little scalp winners. Definitely have the option to trade multiple positions and multiple trades within trades. They're like add-on trades is what we call them. And Trend Jumper gives you those setups. The setups could happen at any time, even when you're in a trade. The stop's going to move up to 28.
Order filled.
And stopping out. A nice way to start the day. Nice little trade. Couldn't get more out of the trailer, unfortunately. But still a good trade. And that trade was good for 30 cents in total. Got 18 cents to the fixed target, 12 cents with the trailer, $300. And crude oil is perfect this week. There's been 5 trades. It's won all 5. So crude oil putting together a nice week so far. Meanwhile, heating oil, the stop has moved up. It's gotten pretty close to its fixed target. And I wanted to show you how the automation works, but this trade started a little bit early. The automation didn't pick it up. I have to review my settings. Maybe we'll get another chance. I took this trade manually in a different account though. And here you could also see the trade within a trade. This one's setting up inside of this one. That was a nice winner as well. But that was a little bit before my start time. I like to start at 9, and by the time it was 9, it was just hitting this entry here. And I didn't want to chase this one. And I usually go for the earlier setups as a general rule. But the newer setups, the fresher ones that occur, are often quite good as well, as we could see in this case. And maybe we'll take one more crude oil trade. And I moved my stop up on heating oil to 69. And now we got this short setup here at 24. Let's see if we can get it. And this is a really small trade, but 10 ticks to the middle target. Little scalp trade. You never know what they could turn into. The trend is up. I think I'd rather go long, but there's enough room in here it could come back down and meet with the yellow line. That's a 50 EMA. So that typically has a magnetic pull on price.
Order filled.
Okay, my stop's at 33. Let's get that in the right place. Heating oil continues to hang in there. It's had a little bit of a pullback. I'm hoping we get another leg up. See the pullback on heating oil. Got my stop here at 69. It's even a little bit higher than the original target, which is always nice. But if we get another leg up after this pullback, could end up with a bigger profit. We'll see what happens. The heating oil just finished, and crude oil got as low as 15. Trying to get to 14, got to within 1 penny, hoping to go the distance. I'm going to lock in a tick here. Since I got 1 tick shy of full target, I don't want to lose on this trade. Trying to get 1 more tick for a full target. I'm either going to get a full target or just 1 tick out of the trade. Either way, it's risk-free. Trying to be patient. And a lot of times in this case, when it is 1 tick shy, I'll have another matrix open for market orders on larger trades. But patience paid. I got the full target. I've got risk-free with the trailer. And 2 winners, both to full target. This will definitely be my final trade today on crude oil. Power of quitting is what we use here at NetPicks. With crude oil, I use a power of quitting 2, which means I need 1 trade that hits the full target, and then another trade that wins no matter how much it is, even if it's only 1 tick. In this case, 2 full targets. And as long as I'm positive at that point, I'm done for the session. And quite often it will be the first 2 trades. Other times, there'll be some losses sprinkled in there, and you'll have to just trade a little deeper into the session. And on occasion, you have to keep trading, deep into the late morning and maybe even to the PM. That's just how the market is. But Trend Jumper recovers so quickly. You just hang in there, and most of the time you end positive on crude oil. This week has been a perfect week. We've been 2-0, 2-0, and now today 2-0 again. And of course Monday was a holiday, so no trading on Monday. So 3 sessions, 6 trades, 6 winners. One of those winners was only a 1 tick gain. The second winner yesterday. But we're up quite a bit so far this week, well over $1. And this trade, depending on how it turns out, we might be up to $1.20 this week. That would be $1,200 on 6 trades. So we'll see how this trade turns out. Meanwhile, the heating oil trade worked out really great. It did not give me another leg up. I ended up coming off right here. And that's okay too. That was good for over $300.
Order filled.
Now the automation decided it wants to take this trade here. So for some reason it missed the long trade, probably because it started too soon. So we'll go ahead and see how this trade does with automation. You can see the automation got us into the trade. It's going to manage both positions. We'll come back to that. I got to move my stop on crude oil down to 21. Being very patient, and there's a good amount of profit in there. I could just push my stop down and be aggressive, but sticking with the plan usually works out best in the end. That's where I get my long-term edge. And I would hate to stop out early and then miss a bigger move down. This is a jump trade, and jump trades could often lead to big moves to the downside. So I'll just stay with the program. Notice the pro calculator is helping me. Notice also the trade within a trade, the add-on trade, right there. Just hit its full target. So we've had 2 primary trades, 3 add-on trades. I didn't take any of them, but every one of them was a full winner. See if this trade will hang on with heating oil. You could expect the price to get hung up on this yellow line. That's pretty normal. Little pause. Will it continue? Will it bounce up and go higher? I don't know. I always want crude oil to go lower, and I'm sure you would agree. Of course, if I'm in a long trade, I want it to go up temporarily, but ultimately I'd rather be in short trades with crude. Gasoline is just too darn expensive. Incidentally, this heating oil trade picked up 74 ticks. Got 36 ticks to this target here and 38 ticks to the trailer. And that's $4.20 a tick. So times 74 ticks, $310 minus expenses. Very slow market these days, but you just have to be patient. This bar closes. I'll be able to move my stop down 1 more tick if it closes at this level. Heating oil is caught up on some support levels. Trying to hang in there.
Order filled.
So the automation handled the trade correctly, but this trade stopped out, so we'll keep going with that and see where it leads. I can move this down to 16. 1 more tick. Still two ticks shy of the fixed target. We're still waiting for our trailer to lock in a little more. This will go down to 13 if this bar can close down in here. Hopefully it goes lower. Be ready to move that. You can see that it's going a little quicker. Watching the tick counter. If you know the system, you can anticipate where that stop's going to go. This is going to go to 13. That'll give me another 3 ticks. It'll put me 1 tick better than the fixed target. And there it goes to 13. Move my stop down. Another add-on trade. Hopefully that's indicative of the price trying to get down to the pink line. Our stop's going to move down to 11, most likely. See where this bar closes. That yellow line is not letting the price move away very easily, but it seems like it wants to break to the downside. This add-on trade's probably a good one. And we do go to 11 now. So I'm already 3 cents better than the fixed target, which was here, guaranteed. And it may move down to 08. Again, we'll see where this bar closes. This add-on trade does remain valid. Because of the little spike on this bar, instead of going to 08, I'll probably adjust it right above it to 09. See, we'll just wait and see where this closes, but it looks like we're going to go lower. Maybe not. Here we go. I'm going to go to 09. 1 tick adjustment on the stop puts it right here instead of right on the high of that little spike on this green bar. See, it's 08. I went 1 tick above, little adjustment. And the add-on trade did just trigger in. We'll see if that's how that one works out. Again, I'm just watching it. I'm not taking those at this point. Although you could see they've been immensely profitable in this sequence over the last several. That yellow line is pretty powerful as far as keeping price close to it. Just pulled up to 07. I made the adjustment around 08 because of the little spike on this bar. And so far, that wasn't necessary. Still in this trade. Almost necessary. Got as high as 07, which is where the yellow line is. So I feel good about having a little bit of resistance in front of my stop. No matter what happens, I mean, I've got 15 cents guaranteed on this trade, and this is the second half of the position, and it's the second winner. So no matter what, I'm pretty content with how this is turning out. Again, this will move the stop down to 07 possibly, and I'll still keep it at 9. I'm gonna, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens if it breaks hard to the downside. Then I'll start moving my stop. Looks like it's going. There it is. Let's see if it follows through. It did break the support level by 1 tick on this bar. A lot of magnetic pull from this yellow line here. There's a reason for that. This is going to move my stop down to 06. And I will lock in 3 more ticks depending on where this closes. I'll go to 06. See, the stop's at 06. Could I adjust it up above the yellow line? I could. And that might even save the trade. I mean, I can keep it at 09 even. And then, it may come up and hit it and then head lower. That could happen. Don't want to be too discretionary. It would be a 3-tick adjustment to hold it up at 09. I mean, that is acceptable. Hopefully it won't be necessary. It looks like this stop's going to move lower anyway. Well, looks like it would probably end up holding at 06. We'll see where this bar closes. Yeah, it held at 06, but now it's coming down.
Order filled.
And that was heating oil getting into another trade here. With heating oil, I use power of quitting one and done. This first trade with my other account was sufficient for me. So I've stopped trading it in the other account. I'm hoping in this account that we'll catch up after that first loss. This bar is going to push the stop down to 02, so I'm definitely going to take that. And you see how being patient has really paid off on this trade? Let the price action dictate how you manage your trade. And that's what Trend Jumper is all about. It's all about price action. It's showing us immediate points on the chart from which to jump off of for immediate profits. The immediate past predicts the immediate future. How often have you heard that? Well, that's exactly what happens with Trend Jumper. Trend Jumper is identifying near-term support and resistance levels from which to jump off of. That's exactly what happened on both these trades. Notice that the short that we ended up using as our setup was a doji. Doesn't matter. It sprung off of the jump line and jumped down. Every one of these add-on trades did the same thing. They sprung off of the jump line and jumped down. That's why the add-on trades are so effective. And look at this latest one, just missed its full target by 1 tick. Do you call that a successful trade? I mean, I would definitely be locking in and taking the risk completely off of that trade if I was in that trade. My stops moved down to 01. Let's do that. Over to heating oil. Heating oil made an attempt to get lower. Not able to get through this support level. This could be a problem. Might take some time. Hoping it follows crude lower. Just missed its money management by a little bit. The automation is handling this for me, so I'll just scoot over here to crude. I'm not worried about a few losses here and there. The winners come quite often with a vengeance, especially on heating oil. I'm about 50 minutes into this session. Markets are really slow, but they're moving nicely, at least for the Trend Jumper trades. And because of the key level at 96, this particular bar probably won't allow me to move my stop lower. Let's see if 96 holds. Could be all she wrote. It did come down, got close to the pink line, bounced off of it. So now it's kind of like in between here. Call this the squeeze zone between these two lines, the yellow and the pink. You see it on the heating oil chart too. It's quite a bit tighter on the heating oil chart. That key level at $96 even might be strong enough That's why I kept my stop at 96.01, hoping that $96 even level will give me this resistance I need to stay in this trade. If not, then the trade will be done. I got 23 cents guaranteed no matter what. And heating oil's hanging on too. Hopefully now it's making lower highs and it'll come down and test this level and break through. That's what we're hoping. Look at that. Can it get through? That's the question. This has been pretty strong support. And again, it's inside a tighter squeeze zone between the yellow and the pink line here. Wonder who's going to win that battle. We're just going to continue to let the automation manage that position. I'm keeping an eye on it on another monitor with another identical chart, so I always know what's happening. I never put blind faith in automation. It is breaking through. And in fact, it just did. Look at that. The automation is going to move the stop down and lock in a tick of profit. It'll take the risk off this trade. Hopefully it'll hit its full target here. And it's really close. Look at that. We'll just watch it. Boy, it just missed it, didn't it? I could set the automation to aggressively lock in a percentage of profit if I get 90% of the way or whatever percentage I want. But I just kept this at the pure strategy. So I'll either get the full target or I'll stop out with one tick on this trade. I'm just going to be patient. I know the pink line is putting up a fight. I know that the price may come back to it before it ultimately heads lower. So I'm just going to let it play out. Meanwhile, on crude oil, we're still hanging in there also. And hopefully this little pullback into the jump line will set up a move lower. So let's watch the heating oil trade a little bit here. I'm not worried about the outcome of any individual trade or series of trades. It's the results that occur over time. Sticking with the trade plan is what builds the account and makes the money. So I have to make a business decision. That's how I look at it. And my business decision is let the trade plan do what it's supposed to do. It looks like it's trying to get lower. The full target is at 0610 and we got as low as 0612. So we've only missed it by 2 ticks. And it's trying to push through. Finding some support there for some reason. Market doesn't want to give me my profit yet. This could push my stop down on crude oil depending on where this bar closes. I will move it lower if this bar closes red and below the jump line. So I got to keep an eye on that one also. Since I'm trading this manually, get ready to move it. I know it's going to go to 96. It may go, well, if it moves anywhere, it'll be 96. And, you know, that could take me out of the trade, but it gives me another 40 bucks per contract. I mean, I only got the one contract on right now, but it's another 4 ticks. Still waiting on stingy old heating oil. Crude moves lower. Maybe that'll help heating oil. They don't always move hand in hand. In fact, often they don't. It's a momentum bar versus a tick bar, so they both have a different rhythm regardless.
Order filled.
And heating oil hit its full target, and I'm moving this down to 96. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. You can see that patience paid again. And I have a trailer with a risk-free position, and you can see it's moved down this little white dot. So I'm just going to let the automation handle this and see if we could pick up more on the trailer. And because of my nice 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio, I only need a few ticks on my trailer to completely offset this losing trade. A single position trader would have already been profitable with 1 loss and 1 winner, because the loss is only this little distance here, but the win was this long distance here. That's one of the great attributes that's built into trend jumper trade setups. Meanwhile, crude oil continues to just kind of crawl along here, but it's crawling in the right direction. Don't think I can improve my stop. No, well, we'll see if this bar closes down harder. It may just take me out. I got 28 cents. Don't forget I got 10 cents on the first position. So this will end up being a 38-cent trade if I stop out here. And it's my second trade. Don't forget I gained 30 cents on the first trade. So, I mean, I'm up 68 cents, worst case scenario, on these two crude oil trades. That's 680 bucks. So I don't care how this ends up. Again, I don't get caught up in the result of any one trade or series of trades. It's the trade plan and the edge that gives me over time is my business. That's how I'm growing my equity.
Order filled.
And this trade just finished. Let's take a peek at heating oil. Let me put this number in my spreadsheet. 95, 96. And I track all my trades in my UTA spreadsheet. I just put them in. You could see I made 68 cents. Yesterday, 45 cents. Tuesday, 32 cents. Just to show you what that is for the 3 days, $1.45, so that's $1,450. And I believe this trade breaks out to new profit levels, and it did. Notice that we had a little bit of trouble getting to higher levels here. This was in, December, January. There was this one breakout to new levels, and then January's been pretty sideways too, but look what just happened. By just staying with the trade plan, trading through it, a breakout to new profit levels dating back to the beginning of October. Sometimes businesses are slow. You go through a slow period in your business. Well, it's the same thing with trading. Sticking to the plan is what makes the money. And I would practically guarantee, if that were possible, I can't do it, it's not legal, but I will strongly suggest that this equity will continue to grow and grow and grow, and that pretty soon this little sideways motion here on the equity curve will be a blip on the radar screen. It'll end up looking like this over here. And just to give you an idea on heating oil, same thing, tracking all the trades. This is the trade I took this morning in my other account, 74 ticks. Quite a different equity curve. Right, let's see how that trade's doing. Okay, it's come up to meet the pink line. We knew that was probably going to happen. Now, can that be enough of a resistance level to cause this to come down and give us a little bit extra on the trailer? Just have to watch and wait. Possible add-on jump trade here. The automation's not going to take add-ons. We'll just follow it, see how it does. It is an indication this could head lower. And just like we saw the yellow line influencing the price on crude oil, we see the pink line doing the same thing. And that's an add-on trade that would not have worked. That one came up as high as 33 and would have hit the stop. A little too close. Of course, if I was manually trading this, and this is something you have to be aware of if you do let automation trade for you, is I would have adjusted the entry below this swing level. I would have made a small adjustment. I always respect chart levels, so I would have actually avoided getting into this trade. So even though it looks like it hit it and was a loss, and a pure mechanical approach, that would have been the case. I always interject 5% of the art of trading. I respect chart levels. Avoided that loss regardless.
Order filled.
And that's all she wrote on this trade on heating oil. And it's nice to see that the automation worked so well. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Hope you enjoyed this morning's session and watching the Trend Jumper do its thing. This is TJ with the PTU Trend Jumper trade strategy. See you next time.